organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, statistics rise in the use of marijuana on the University of Iowa campus. An election reaction, tensions are high in Iowa City.
Coming up in sports, we talk Iowa volleyball and one softball player who some call a miracle.
All of that and more is coming up. This is Daily Iowan TV. Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to our Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Noah Gowdy. What was thought to be a joke at first, customers at Stella's restaurant soon found out how much their vote cost. The Iowa City restaurant is now facing backlash and multiple threats after the usual coverage charge of $5 went up to $10 and even $20 if you supported President-elect Donald Trump in the recent election. The managers of Stella's, Kevin Perez, insisted this was a joke and that people would often change their answer and would return to the $5 once they caught on. A sign outside the building stated, quote, "Yes, this is discrimination, but you voted for it." Statistics show the use of alcohol and cigarettes are decreasing at the University of Iowa, but marijuana has seen a significant increase. The Health Assessment, a national survey that evaluates students' well-being, says the increase rose 1.1% from last year. In 2015, there were reports of 43 student arrests for possession of marijuana. This year so far, Iowa has only experienced 19 student arrests. While this survey hasn't pinpointed specifically why the use of marijuana has increased, UI President Bruce Harrell encourages students to follow the rules and make healthy choices. The City Council and the University of Iowa student government had made strides in apartment recycling. Together, they passed an ordinance requiring apartments to offer recycling services to their renters. This ordinance will predominantly affect students who live off campus. UISG estimates this will cost student renters an additional $2.50 per month. The ordinance may have passed 2 weeks ago, but this is something the UISG has been pursuing for 4 years. The new recycling initiative will come into effect at the start of the new year. Thanksgiving, which was originally celebrated as the day of giving thanks for the blessings of the harvest, is known as one of the most family-oriented holidays. Here at the University of Iowa, students are given 7 days off, which begins on November 21st. What are the UI students' plans for this break, and do all of them get to go home? Daily Iowan TV reporter Zhao Li has more.
I plan on going home and seeing my family.
I do get to go home, and I'm very excited about that.
While most students here at the University of Iowa get to go back to their home for around 7 days and celebrate this special holiday with their families, others may not be as lucky.
I'm from Rockland, New York.
Instead of going back to New York, Sean chose to stay here in Iowa City. And for sure, he is not the only one.
I know some of my friends are staying. Some of them are from different parts of the country. So like one of my friends from Houston. Yeah, so I'll probably have dinner with them.
And for many international students who are thousands of miles away from their home countries, 7 days is just too short for them to go back.
I am from Hong Kong. 13 hours by flight, I think. I'm going to spend most of my time in Iowa City.
Traveling around the United States is the other popular option among international students.
I plan to go to New York for like 3 or 4 days.
Although Ray cannot get back with his families, he said he wants to get at least a taste from home. Iowa City local restaurants like Bashu are bringing more authentic Chinese food starting this Thanksgiving. According to the owner, Ms. Su Zhang, they will be the first one to export the hot pot broth from Sichuan, China to Iowa, just to create a more family atmosphere for Asian students here. Besides that, the university is also making efforts. UI Center for Diversity and Enrichment is offering a free traditional American-style Thanksgiving dinner at the Old Break on the day of the holiday. However way students chose to celebrate Thanksgiving, they will feel the love from families, friends, the university, and the community. Reporting in Iowa City, Jolly, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, with Thanksgiving coming up, we sure have seen some unusually warm weather for this time of the year. Let's send it over to the weather studio where Haley Van Dyke is standing by to give us more.
Noah, you're absolutely right. With Thanksgiving coming around, it couldn't be more beautiful. Today's forecast is much warmer than yesterday. We're looking at warm temperatures of 70 degrees, and this afternoon we are looking at just a light 62 degrees. Tomorrow, we are still seeing warm temperatures of 60 degrees and the drop to the night to 30 degrees. Now let's take a look at the extended forecast. It's time to get out of those winter coats because on Saturday there will be partly cloudy skies with a high of 43 degrees and a low of 23. For Sunday and Monday we are looking at clear skies but 45 degrees on Sunday as the high and 27 degrees as the low. On Monday, temps of 51 won't stay long because it will drop to 36 later on. Grab those umbrellas on Tuesday because there are high chances of showers with temps around 40s as the high and mid-30s for the low. That's all I have back. Now back to you.
The Iowa City community is heightening its job search for minority officers. There are currently 2 open positions on the Iowa City Police Force. The IC Police Department is increasing its authorized strength and wanting more diversity to offer jobs to 3 black officers. Their hope is to have a more diverse police force in Iowa City. Pick up today's copy of the Daily Iowan for more. With the holiday season approaching, many people are finding a way to give back. Reporter Mackenzie Cooper has more on the story.
Just in time for Thanksgiving, the week of November 14th through the 21st is National Collection Week.
So in sports recently, we've seen a very large success with our Hawkeye teams. Let's send it over to Taylor Van Fleet in the sports studio for more.
Yeah, Noah, with fall sports wrapping up and winter sports just getting started, there's a lot going on with Hawkeye sports. Last night was an exciting night for the Iowa volleyball team as they took on Rutgers. The Iowa women looked to snap a 3-game losing streak as they welcomed Rutgers into Carver Hawkeye Arena Wednesday night. Iowa jumped out to an early lead, taking the first 2 sets by a score of 25-16 and 25-13. But in the third set, the Hawkeyes could not put Rutgers away as the Scarlet Knights came back to take the set 25-23. Unfortunately for Rutgers, the Hawkeyes did not want to go to a 5th set. The Hawks dominated the 4th set, and Ashley Mariana closed it out, recording her team-high 13th kill of the night. Iowa wins in 4 sets, 3-1. The Hawks' next matchup is Saturday night as they host top-ranked Nebraska in an attempt to break the record for volleyball attendance. With the home stretch coming up for the volleyball team, they will need to rely on their senior leadership going forward, and one senior in particular makes the Hawkeye offense run. Colin Murphy has more.
A native of Hawaii and a transfer from Missouri, Loxley Kiala started every match for the Hawkeyes and led the team in assists in her junior season. After spending 2 years at Missouri, Kiala broke out in her first season with the Hawks. In 33 matches, Kiala posted 50-plus assists 7 or more times, 4 double-doubles, and had a season-high 52 assists against Pacific. Now in her senior season and her second full season with the Hawkeyes, Kiala has come into her role as the full-time setter. As the quarterback of the offense, she has set up her teammates to have the 3rd best hitting percentage and has the 3rd most assists in the Big Ten Conference.
Well, Loxley's distributing the offense really well. She's feeling the flow and the tempo and rhythm of the game. She's seeing her hitters. She's knowing where the weakness in the block is. And now she's being more offensive with the ball. That really keeps your opponent out of balance.
I think that, because the balls are always in system, I'm able to see the block on the other side. And I think teams really aren't paying attention to me. And I think, especially for our offense to run with me being in the front row, I think it's good that now they need to start paying attention to me because that'll get holes for our outsides and for our backsides, and then we just keep exploring the holes in the block.
Not only is Loxley leading the team in assists, but she has 64 kills and is one of 4 players to start every match for the Hawkeyes.
She adds herself then as attacker that they have to think about. So all of that is part of her senior leadership and part of her experience and ability, and really proud of how she continues to grow and change because she's been working really hard this fall to do more and develop her game. So she's doing a great job.
With 3 games remaining on the schedule after Wednesday night's matchup against Rutgers, Kiala will have to play a big part in her role if this team has any hopes of making the NCAA tournament. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Colin Murphy, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
Like Colin said, the Hawkeyes will certainly need Kiala to play a big role with a couple of matchups against top-ranked opponents to start out their season. Iowa softball freshman Alex Rath is defying all odds in college athletics. Rath shares her miraculous story with our own Aaron Erickson.
With a 1 in 35,000 chance of being detected, doctors diagnosed Alex Rath with congenital cystic edematoid malformation, otherwise known as CCAM. CCAM is a rare abnormality that occurs during pregnancy. The fetus develops a cystic mass on the lung, which causes it to grow at a proliferated rate.
Going through my mom's pregnancy, they found like these cysts, you could call it, in myself, and I had the type 3, which is the most rare.
It's the most rare and causes the most impact on the fetus and the mother. Some of the impacts result in detrimental outcomes during and after pregnancy.
Going through, they said that she could abort her pregnancy or not, but she stuck through it.
Luckily, Rath was born with no complications. She progressed like any other kid would through her infancy and toddler years, but the permanent defects of CCAM remain a burden on her everyday life.
Like warming up, I have to take a bit longer. My lungs aren't like as strong as they should be, and my heart is shifted. I have scoliosis because of it, and I have like uneven shoulders.
But even with these complications, Rath still considers herself one of the lucky ones.
For some reason, mine just went away, but normally they don't, and you have to have a surgery. So that's why my mom says it's a miracle.
And she is reminded of that every single day. As for being a Hawkeye, Rath sees herself as a role model for others who experience the same effects of CCAM.
It just makes you appreciate everything more, because people with this or even cancer or whatever else they may have don't get these like opportunities, and just having this opportunity makes you appreciate it that much more and shows people that even if you go through difficulties, you can make it to where you want to be.
Reporting for Iowa Softball, this is Aaron Erickson, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Iowa softball has a strict no jewelry policy during practice and games, but Coach Looper may want to make an exception in Rath's case. Tune in tomorrow as we give you the highlights from Iowa men's basketball's first big test of the season against Seton Hall tonight, as well as our final pregame football show of the semester, rounding out with Iowa at Illinois.
Well, we seem to be having some technical issues here in the studio. So that's it for Thursday's edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to tune in to Daily Iowan TV every Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. on dailyiowan.com. Also be sure to pick up the Daily Iowan newspaper and check out all the latest news. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.